powerless. And if I want this sword, then this sword I shall have. Now get out of my way. Oh! This is it. It's more magnificent than I'd imagined. This sword was made for a swordsman of my skill. What's this? I can't draw the sword from its scabbard. The spirits of the blade have judged you. You have been found wanting. They have rejected you. What? Listen, you senile old fool. If you value your own life, you'll get out of my sight. Curses, miserable spirits. I care nothing for you. I'll tear this altar down stone by stone. I beg your pardon, milady. Are you headed east to the altar? Yes, we are indeed. Then you must hurry and help the priest there. I saw a band of local ruffians head in there not long ago. They seem intent on stealing the altar's sacred sword. The Manikati? They're going to steal it? I can't allow this to happen. You look like a virtuous group. Please help him. Lindis, what are you planning? If you hope to go to the priest's aid, you'll need to prepare. You're right. Say, Matt, there are some homes to the south of us. Perhaps we should go there and question the residents. Perhaps we should. The 3 buildings to the south are homes. You can speak with the people who live there. They sometimes give you combat hints or useful information about the land and the people. It pays to listen. Shall I take the lead? Alright, tell me what you'd like me to do, Matt. Yeah, you go do the thing that the chapter wants us to do. Yes, I have no choice. Say, aren't you the... Oh, you're going to help the priest? Well, perhaps you could benefit from something I saw earlier. The bandits might have the main entrance guarded. However, one of the altar's walls is cracked and in poor repair. You might be able to create another entrance by hitting that section with your weapons. We're all counting on you. Next, send Sane to visit another home, starting by selecting Sane. Yeah, okay. Gotcha. I'm next, am I? Well, I'm ready to go. Mountains make it more difficult to be hit, but they're difficult to traverse. If you're riding on horseback, you can't cross them at all. Be careful. Yes, thank you. Yep. Finally, let's send Ken to visit the remaining home. This visit isn't necessary for combat purposes. However, its resident may have useful knowledge. I recommend stopping by, select Ken. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Do you know much about the sword held at the altar? It's called the Manikati, blessed by the spirits. According to the priest, the Manikati is waiting for its rightful owner to appear. It's so odd, don't you think? The idea that a sword can choose who will wield it? Yes, it is. You should know something about fortresses. Fortresses offer more protection than woods do. Fighting from a space in a fortress is beneficial, blah 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 blah. Yep, gotcha. So pretty much it's, you know, that small tutorial is just letting you know that fortresses are better than forests because, one, they give you 2 to your defense. So if Sane were on there, his defense would become 8 and his avoidance would become 36. So we're gonna go ahead and send him there. And remember, any tile that you benefit from, your enemies can also benefit from, so it's also best to block their access to those things, in my opinion. And what we're gonna do is have her move to this forest here. Nice. Also, the way hits and attacks work in this game is the unit attacking, if their speed is 4 or greater than the unit they're attacking, if that came out kind of weird. But hang on, I'll show you in a second. So, take Kent, for example. His speed is 8. This bandit has a speed of 4, which means he'll double this bandit because his speed is at least 4 higher. You need to have at least a speed that is 4 higher than your opponent's in order to attack them more than once. So that's why generally, even though he may not have the highest strength... Let me see, where can this guy go? I'll put her right there. So yeah, generally, even though he doesn't hit quite as hard as Sane does, he'll usually do more damage than Sane because he usually attacks more often than Sane does. So it's a give and take sort of thing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. Normally I would have just left him in the forest, but I mean... It's fine. This turn I know I'm gonna kill them for sure, so it's not a big deal. But what I typically like to do is, like, I'll have the knights go in through the side here, and I'll actually send Lynn over the mountains. And pretty much her character is the only one that can traverse the mountains, because she's not a mounted unit. And because I want Sane to level up, I'm going to go ahead and not move Kent into the bandit's attack range. Like, we'll see. I'll give Sane a chance to prove his worth. And we'll see how he levels up, and if he gets better level ups than Kent, then I'll use him. I've used Sane once or twice. He's not completely, you know... He definitely does hit hard. It's just, you know, he's very slow, and I tend to dislike slow units because I like hitting, you know, more than once in this game, so... Yeah, if you're slow, I kinda don't like you. We're gonna do this. And we'll have them take out the boss. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy can't reach him, so it's not that big a deal. Oops, I don't want to attack this turn. So, see, I won't attack, like, somebody on a fort, for example. Because if it, well, so he's not on a fort, he's on a throne. And thrones give even more avoidance and defense than a fort does. So there's his level up, which is good. Let's see what he gets. Ooh, that's not too bad. Skill's pretty good. I like skill. It's not completely terrible. I wish he got more, obviously, more stats, but for Sane, skills, not, you know, him leveling skill is actually pretty rare, so I'll take it. But yeah, back to me talking about the throne really quickly. So if you see, if we hover over it, actually never mind, for some reason, I think they give you more in Fire Emblem 6. Like, maybe they nerfed thrones in this game. I remember them being a lot more overpowered than this, but a throne is essentially a fort, but it's inside, you know, a building, and you'll get a lot of mission requirements that, you know, that require you. You get a lot of, like, win conditions, I'll say. You get a lot of win conditions that require you to seize the throne from the boss that's on top of it, so... And it has to be with that chapter or that story arc's main character. See, that's not bad at all, but that's a typical Sane level up for you. Sorry, can't level up for you. Is he gets a lot of speed and skill and defense. However, his luck, is trash. Like, he gets very few skill level ups. Luck level ups. Let me say that again. So what you saw there, the HP, the skill, the speed, the defense, that's a very typical Kent level up. He doesn't get a lot of speed. He doesn't get a lot of strength. He gets a lot of speed and skill. So he's accurate and he hits more than once. And he's you know, he's decently tanky. Sane, on the other hand, normally, I mean, he gets better than this, but Sane usually hits harder, is slightly slower, but gets more defensive stats. But, like, yeah, I don't know. He's just got bad luck with him. So that's how it happens, but usually, and you know, like, I want to say this, like, it's sometimes you don't want to really pick favorites, but you kind of have to, and, like, it feels like 7 times out of 10, like, Kent is the better pick, because he gets more reliable level ups, and he, you know, he's just more reliable than Sane is a lot of times. So I don't know. It's you know, it's also use who you want to use. Like, that's what I'm gonna do this playthrough. Like, I don't even really like to use Cavaliers all that much, but they are handy units. So, you know, I'm gonna use at least one of them. And I actually prefer using Lowen as opposed to both of those guys because Lowen has higher Constitution. And I'll explain what Constitution is here in a second. I shall allow you to lay hands upon the Manikadi, touch the blade's pattern, and pray for a safe journey. Oh, thank you so much. What? Did... The sword. It's glowing. Ah, it's the power of the spirits. Lyn, they have looked into your soul and they call out to you. What does that mean? You are its rightful owner. You are to wield the Manikari. No, I can't. I couldn't. It is the sword's wish. If you require proof, draw it from its sheath. It came out effortlessly. I never dared to hope that I might meet the wielder of the Manikati in my life. I am indeed fortunate to see your sword reach your hands. My sword? It's time for you to go, Lyn. You face a great many ordeals. Grip this sword and meet your destiny head on. Yes, sir. Got the Manikati. And that is a freaking amazing weapon, but you only get one of them. In this prologue this prologue, and then the main story after the prologue, you'll get Lyn again, and her Manikari will be completely used. So I usually do the prologue, even though like once you've beaten the game at least once, you can start from Eliwood's chapter, and Eliwood is the real main character of this game. I usually go through Lyn's story mode anyways, because you get extra levels that you wouldn't get during the main campaign. So that's just my personal take on it. People can play however they want, you know. Perhaps the most famous sword in all Sakai in my hand. It's so strange. It's not so strange. In fact, many legends tell similar tales. Special blades all over the land call out to their proper owners. So you're really not that special, Lyn. Don't worry about it. And yet, when I saw you draw that blade, Lindis, I felt something extraordinary. That sword was waiting for you. You were meant to draw it. Stop it. I'm nothing special. Think of it this way. Some weapons feel more comfortable in your hand, right? Well, the Manikari itself feels very comfortable with you. Does this make it any easier for you to accept? It doesn't appear that either of us can use it. It does feel right in my hand, a blade that only I can wield. That seems reasonable enough. I can understand that. Look at it, man. This is the Manikari. This is my sword. I must care for it well. I have to get my phone to see who called here in a second. What? Madeline's daughter's still alive? Yes, Lord Lundgren. The girl is traveling with Kent and Sane. What are your orders? If we let them be... Bah, I've heard that northern bird is full of bandits. She's just a girl. She'll not survive her journey here. I'm more concerned with my older brother. His life must be ended quickly. The poison. There must be no blunders. Yes, my lord. He suspects nothing and continues to drink it. The Marquis's death, due no doubt to sudden illness, is not far off. Soon Kaelin will be mine. You have to wonder, right? Like, what if Lundgren was a good leader? Like, did we stop Sakai or Kaelin from having a good Marquis? I don't know. There's always two sides to one coin, you know. Now to meet her grandfather, Lyn heads west. To Lycia and to her destiny. A mountain range separates all Sakai plains from Bern. There are many bandits lurking here, the cruelest of which are the Talaver. They wreak havoc on both Sakai and Bern, and their savagery knows no bounds. On her 10th day away from the plains, Lyn witnesses their atrocities herself. Yay, we get another waifu. A waifu I particularly don't care for. I'm gonna be straight up and honest, a lot of people like the Pegasus Knights. I hate Pegasus Knights with a passion because they are so worthless. In terms of combat, like, the most they can wield without being slowed down is like an iron sword and a slim lance. Like, that's the most you can hope for with a Pegasus Knight and a Falco Knight. Like, people like swear by these units and I don't get it. Like, they are convenient, like, don't get me wrong, flying units are convenient in this game. However, if I had to, like, Heath is 10 times better than any of the Pegasus Knights that you can get in this game. Like, Wyvern Riders are way better. It's just, you know, by the time you get your own Wyvern Rider, it's really late into the game. But, like, I don't know, my favorite personal class is the Berserker. And then next to that, of course, is my Swordmaster. And then after that, it's probably Druid, and then a Sage. So, you know. Actually, you know, I'd probably reverse that order. It's mostly Druid, then it's Berserker, then it's Swordmaster, then Sage. Because Dark Magic's like